Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Bonky Kook here, aka the Lonely Achievement God, and today I'm coming at you with another video for Wilmot's Warehouse. This video is going to show you the speedrun to get the Dungarees achievement and upgrade in the game. If you are coming here from the expert mode or pause glitch methods and videos I have uploaded, then you already know the Dungarees cannot be unlocked using those methods. You do not get enough stars in order to purchase the Dungarees. The only way that you can get the Dungarees is by earning at least 288 stars with the optimal upgrade path, and I'm here to show you that. I will say a few things before we get started here. Number one, do not deviate from the path I show you. Do not miss out on any stars. Do not do any of that stuff. Follow exactly what I do. There is not a significant amount of wiggle room. In fact, I do not know if there is any wiggle room at all. I think you might have like 4 stars that you could miss. Do not trust me on that. Follow me exactly as I do. Get perfect ratings on all of the deliveries for the first 11 months, and you will be fine. I promise you that. After the first 11 months, we are using the pause glitch to get through the rest of the game. If you have any aversion to using the pause glitch, then this is not going to be a good method for you. In reality, without the pause glitch for this method, you are simply better off just playing through the game normally. I think it's like 2.25 years or 2.5 years played perfectly. You have enough stars to purchase the Dungarees legitimately, so you might as well just do that. It's only, like I said, 288 stars, and there's like 750 total you can get throughout the game. So if you are specifically looking for the Dungarees, you shouldn't have any problems just playing the game and getting to them. But as an achievement hunter myself, I am here to provide you guys content to get the achievements as quickly as possible. While I do recommend you give this game a chance and play it legitimately, I am also here to provide you the content you are looking for. So, this playthrough will probably take about an hour, notwithstanding, pausing to explain things or the intro here or outro or whatever. When you go through it and do it yourself, you'll probably be spending about an hour to get through the entire playthrough. Sorry about that. So we'll be spending probably about 40 to 45 minutes doing the first year of deliveries and sorting and doing everything perfectly. And then starting with December of 1996, we will be using the pause glitch to speed through the rest of the game. If you're familiar with the pause glitch, you know that it gives you 3 stars after every phase, no matter what. And that's how we're going to get the remainder of the stars we need to purchase the Dungarees. And doing it this way is the least amount of time you have to spend playing the game legitimately and still be able to unlock the Dungarees at the final upgrade phase, which is October of 2001. So, we're going to get started here. A note just off the bat, if you can use slot 1, use slot 1. It is significantly faster. Well, not significantly, but it is faster, and it will be a nuisance to do this with slot 2 or slot 3. Of course, I will be using slot 3. The reason it's a nuisance is because you reload to the main menu a lot, and if you reload to the main menu, the cursor auto defaults to the first save slot. So if you have slot 1, you can just tap A repeatedly to get back into the game. If you have slot 2 or 3, every time you do the glitch, you have to scroll down to the save file. Unfortunately, save 1 is a save file I am still using to make some of my guides, so I can't get rid of it at the moment. So we're going to be using slot 3, play in single player. It really doesn't matter which one you choose, but for the sake of this playthrough, pick normal, follow along with me. We'll get into the game, pause the game, and skip the tutorial unless you need to follow it if you're learning the game. If you are, you're brave jumping in here instead of the other videos. But again, We're going to get you all of the gamer score as quickly as possible here. So, once we get into the game, the first thing you're going to want to do is check the items over on the left and right here. Real quick, I apologize. I'm playing on a preview screen. That's why I made the mistakes there. We're going to switch over to my Xbox input, and it'll be a bit smoother for us. Okay, so light blue tiles go down below here on the right. Purple go in the bottom left. Wow, they did not give us much variety here. Okay, light blue and the dark blue also go in the bottom left here to start. Now we're going to go down to the delivery and grab them by rows. This is the easiest way to sort using my methods, so feel free to use a different method. I'll get into that in a bit here. The white ones go in the upper right, as we already covered. Dark blue go down here, and the light blue go in the bottom right. If you have methods of sorting that you feel are better suited to you for this, go ahead and use them. As long as you can get perfects on the deliveries, then use whatever method you're comfortable with. This is just the way I do it, so if you're not comfortable with my method, feel free to use whatever you feel comfortable with. We're not going to be covering any of the item groupings. We're not going to be going over any of the in-depth strategies of the game. I'm not going to be covering the pause glitch of it, by itself. I'm not going to be delving into the strategies behind that. This is specifically just for those of you who want to get the Dungarees as quickly as possible with as little fanfare as possible. Wow, they're really giving us a weird loadout here. Okay, so we got, what, a minute, 13 seconds left? That's actually a pretty quick delivery early on here. So, once we got everything delivered, I know it looks a little barren at the top. That's just a matter of the RNG and what it delivers to us. But this is how you should start it if you're following my method. As I said, if you have another sorting method, just make sure you get 11 stars each phase. That is the key. So what's going to happen here is now that we're sorted, we can skip the rest of the delivery phase and head to the service phase. As you can see, there were 2 customers there that had stars underneath them. I'm going to delve into the service phase here a little bit so you understand what we're doing. So, the service phase has a total of 11 stars that you can get. You get 3 stars for finishing the phase in general in a timely manner. And there are 2 customers that have stars tied to them. There is a 5-star customer and a 3-star customer. All of those stars fall off as the phase moves on. You have a minute before the first star falls off for finishing the phase. So for the 3 stars for finishing the phase, the first star falls off at 30 seconds, the second star falls off at 20 seconds, and the third star falls off at 10 seconds. So for the purposes of our guide, you can never finish a phase after the 30-second mark, after a minute has passed. If you do, you're better off just restarting. As I said, you can look at the end of the video and see how many stars extra I have at the end of the video to see if you could afford to miss a star or 2. I do not know at this moment. So I have an idea, as I said, that there might be 4, but double check that. Don't take me at my word for that. Go look and see if you have any mistake room to make. For the customers, you have probably 15 to 20 seconds to get them their items before they lose a star. So what we do is we focus on the starred customers right away, because the other 2 customers don't have stars. As long as you get them their items before 30 seconds are left, before a minute has passed, then you're fine. You have a full minute to worry about the non-starred customers, but we need to focus on the starred customers so that we don't lose any stars from them. So what you're going to do is head to the window, figure out where the starred customers are, and go away from the window. Just for this, I'm doing this as an example, but I do this anyways because pausing the game helps you, gives you a few seconds to gather your thoughts. So we saw the starred customers are on the far left and the far right. As you can see in the top corner there, banners come down when you move away from the window with much larger icons to let you know what items the customers want. So I almost never use the customer service window to try to figure that out because they're much smaller and I have terrible eyesight. So as I said, these banners deal with the same order that the customers are in the window. So we need to get the items on the far left and the items on the far right, in which case it looks like a tooth and is that a Japanese lantern? I don't know what exactly that might be, but those are the two items we need to grab first. So those are the two items we are going to grab. Got a tooth, a lantern, and we bring those up. Now that we've brought those up, we can get the two items for the non-starred customers. So we need, I don't know if that's like a cloud, and then maybe a spiky ball or something like that. So those are the two items we need to grab. We grab those and bring them up, and once you're done, go to the time clock and turn in the phase. You'll get your 11 stars. You get a little tutorial message here, but it doesn't matter. And immediately after this, you get the new manifest. For this playthrough, you're not really worried about the manifest. It doesn't matter what items come in. When the manifest gets in, go down to the delivery area, press pause. That will automatically drop your delivery. And now you can grab the rows and continue sorting. This is the process we are going to be following for the entirety of the first year. As I said, sorting in this first quarter is the worst, as you cannot rotate any of your groups here. You just have to bring them in the orientation that you grab them, which can be troublesome. It's not too bad, but once you get the rotate, sorting the deliveries is significantly easier. So. Oh, that was nice. The cursor tries to be helpful, and oftentimes it is not. When you move your stack of blocks into a group like that, the cursor tries to like group items together. So if I come in to right next to where toothbrushes are and try to drop this, it's like, oh yeah, you want to drop the toothbrushes. Okay. But sometimes it doesn't do that. And so I don't recommend relying on it. Fortunately, the mistakes it makes aren't, devastating and are easily fixable. So it's not a big deal to be spending a lot of time worrying about. So it's so interesting to me how they handle these. I am going to do a little reorganizing since we have some time left in the phase because we're already sticking out. The last time I did this, all of the items were red, orange, and yellow, and this time everything is down here. So once you finish sorting, go back up, skip the phase, check the window. We need the right twos, so we need the star and the cloud thing or whatever this is. Bring those up, and then we go back down and grab these, and we're done. As I said, the goal of this first year is to just get the items to get 11 stars. You don't want to worry about future-proofing your warehouse for later levels. You are not going to be worried about that. As once we get to the end of the first year, we pause glitch our way to the end. So just make sure you keep the items relatively close. For these first two phases, I have my items at the top here. These top two, I guess, walkways between the pillars would be the best way to describe them. Once I unlock the dash move, I am willing to move them down to here because it cuts down on time. You can dash to move faster, so it basically washes out the time spent going a little further down into the warehouse. So yeah, they're kind of being mean to me this time. This is not very nice. But this is the last frustrating delivery. After this, we will be unlocking the rotate upgrade, and we will be able to turn our stacks. Again, sort however you feel comfortable with. I use colors instead of the items because the items there's so many different possibilities for sorting the items, and the colors are always the same. Um, and some of the items have different groupings. So like the winter hat could be in winter or in hats. There's just too much ambiguity there for me. I prefer the ability to just look at the background and say, that one's blue, put it over here. So, which isn't to say if you have a method of sorting by item and you're comfortable with it, go ahead and use it. Again, the important thing in this game isn't so much the strategy for everyone to know, it is how easily can you sort things so that you remember where the items are. I'm not playing your game, so my method may not work for you, but if you have a method where you understand where you're putting things, then use it. So we've sorted, we'll move back up. We got one more delivery here, or one more service phase here before we get our next upgrade, so we need a hook and a toothbrush. We'll bring those up, and then 3, 3, and the hardest part of this is now over. Continue on here and get our first upgrade screen. We got our 33 stars for the first 3 months. And we will purchase the rotate upgrade. There is, as I said, a specific upgrade path you need to follow for this video. Make sure you are following the path that I do. Really, there's only one thing you could change, and it would screw you up if you do it. I don't think you can choose the other option and have enough stars left using the method I am showing you here. So make sure you follow what I do. I will explain everything as we go through these upgrades. But to start, you're going to get the rotate one, and that will unlock strong, and we are also going to purchase that one to unlock stronger or speedy. As I said, I always get speedy, but I will cover that in more detail when we get to the service or upgrade phase, the next one where we can purchase that. We do not have enough stars right now, so we're going to head back to work. So we now have an untimed stock take phase, and this is the best time to reorganize. Now, it is entirely up to you if you want to spend a lot of time doing this. You might be better off like checking the stock take delivery to see what items come in before you reorganize stuff, because quite often the game likes to mess with you, I've found. For example, I almost feel like if I hadn't paid any attention and tried to move these two into this corridor, I would have gotten like 50 of them. Like the game almost has a mind of its own. It's kind of odd how often that seems to happen to me, where I'm like, okay, I can move these smaller ones out of the way, and then I get 50 of them. But do not worry, as I said, about future-proofing the warehouse. So push these rows as far as you want. We are not going to be using any of the space behind, so don't worry about making sure you have room for later years, because we're never gonna worry about that. Move all of that. And again, you can, spend more time if you really want to, but it's not really worth it here. You're only going to have, 8 more months where you're focused on deliveries. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to, plan out how you're going to do things at this point. Just have a functional framework for what you're going to do, and then change it depending on how the game delivers items to you. So we sorted that. We're going to move on. We need a star, a hook, and the ball. Oops, I accidentally left. My bad. Shouldn't do that there. So we need a star. That. And now we need 2 of those. 3 of those. 2 of those. And we're good. As I said, this doesn't really get too difficult. But it is, I do want to make sure that I drill it in. Make sure you get 11 stars every phase. So we got our next delivery coming in, and it is significantly easier to sort these random deliveries now. The stock takes aren't too hard either way, but these random deliveries are much easier. Because you can just rotate the piles to put the items where they belong, instead of having to drop them sideways or whatever to get them. What did I do that for? Mistakes happen. I do not claim to be perfect. If you've seen how many times I've tried to record this video, you would laugh at me. I do apologize for the lack of sound. I am very new to all of this. The music is on purpose. I don't want to risk any of the copyright troubles, so I've disabled music for my videos. I am still learning how to mix the game audio with my recording audio. I'm completely new to all of this. Real quick, let me double check what we need here. Okay, so I need 2, 3. Okay. Sorry, I just need to make sure I'm paying attention there. I am brand new to video recording, audio recording, video editing, the website building. All of this stuff is completely new to me. So I'm trying to teach myself as I go along here, but it's going to take me a while. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a prodigy at any of this stuff. So I finally learned, clap clap, how to add audio to a video I had already recorded. So I patted myself on the back for 2 hours last night over that wonderful detail. If you guys have any software recommendations, I would be more than happy to entertain them as I learn all of this stuff. Basically, I've just been using the everything I've done has been in one take. So I have been messing around with OBS a little bit, but if there's software you would recommend that's not insanely expensive, then I will look into it. Okay, we'll get back to work here. I'm not going to mention any of the achievement stuff, because if you're in this video, you probably are already well aware of them and have probably unlocked them. So at the end of this month, we get our second upgrade phase. As I said before, I will be purchasing the dash. And once I purchase the dash, I'm willing to sort the groups out a little bit further. So like the dark blues will probably go all the way down. And that will leave room for the purples. It's really funny because the last time I recorded for this, it was, the opposite. I was getting all of the yellows and stuff like that, and now that I'm recording this, now it's completely the opposite. So you have to be able to make little minor adjustments. I can give you. It's kind of why I call my guides for Wilmot's Warehouse guides, because I can give you, a framework and tell you ideas and concepts to keep in mind, but none of this ever is going to shake down the same way for you. You will never have the same deliveries that I do, So I can only tell you, well, do this and then, change things based on your experience. That's about the best I can do for you. So, we need 3, 2, 2. Star. And we are done. And we're now halfway through the first year. So, once we get to the upgrade phase, do not purchase Stronger. I repeat, do not purchase Stronger. We are purchasing Speedy. Because it is 6 stars cheaper, I do believe that if you purchase Stronger, you will get to the end of the game and not be able to get the Dungarees. I am not sure about that, though, but I don't want to tell you to do it, because that would be quite the risk to make. So, make sure that you purchase the Speedy upgrade. That will unlock all 6 of the pillar removal upgrades, and we have to get all 6 of the pillars removed before we can purchase the Dungarees. So that is the upgrade path from here on out. Purchasing Stronger would unlock all of these pillars, but you have 6 stars less if you do it that way. And again, I cannot confirm that you will still have enough at the end of the game for Dungarees. You might wind up a couple stars short. So make sure you purchase Speedy. For the rest of the upgrades, we will be getting the pillar removals in whatever order are necessary to you. They're probably not going to mean much in this playthrough. Unlike where the pause glitch, where you remove them based on how your items are being sorted. You don't really need to worry about that for this playthrough, as we only have one more full month or full quarter that we're delivering items. So once that's all set, we can dash, and it's glorious. So we're going to go ahead and get set up again. I am going to move the gloves, winter mittens, down here. You can like double row things. Sorry, I'll explain in a second. So, you can, in theory, double row things like I have with the toothbrush and toothpaste over here, where there's 2 rows of them. You don't want to do that too much, but again, for this playthrough, you're probably not going to run into any problems with doing that. It's just not a great idea, because the game could, in theory, deliver items that do not mesh well with where you've double grouped. It's not a big deal. You probably won't run into any problems from it, but I would be careful about doing too many of the double rows. So we're going to leave this area for the purples now, and the dark blues are going to go down here. was the other? Okay, we got a couple more up there. So, as I've been doing, excuse me. Man, we've gotten so few yellows. Okay. So we'll move these up here. And now that we have everything sorted, we will move on. Need teeth. Oop, wrong one. My bad. And that's why we keep our items close, because even simple mistakes like that can come back to bite you if you're not paying a lot of attention. But luckily, the mistake was right next to the window, and you do have plenty of time for the non-starred customers. So, got another delivery that we will sort. So I don't know if I ever finished my thought on this, but I am doing my best to learn how to present these videos better. I do apologize for the lack of any sound in this one specifically, because we are going to be doing the pause glitch. The pause glitch is terrible for recording without being able to mix your audio. Because when you do the pause glitch, it is a ton of sound effects over and over again, back to back. I don't think it's too bad in my other videos, but when I was recording this, it was noticeable. So I feel bad. I felt bad doing that, but I had to disable the game audio completely, just so that you're not being bombarded by those loud noises, because it was bad. As I said, I'm hoping to learn more about all this stuff so that I can make those changes. But I don't claim to be tech savvy or computer savvy, so it will take a significant amount of time. My focus right now is more so on getting my content out as quickly as possible. And then once I get this website launched and the YouTube channel launched and all my social media up and all that stuff, then I can start focusing on making everything look pretty. But with the pause glitch and the re-rolling deliveries methods, as far as I know, those are exclusive. No one else has those. So I don't want to sit on my laurels too long trying to make things pretty or whatever, and then watch either someone else come up with the solution, or Wilmot's Warehouse is a Game Pass game, so I don't want to miss out on the opportunity to have the guides for the Game Pass game. All sorts of stuff that's going on. I want to get this content out, and I will figure out how to make it pretty later on. Got another 11 stars. Got a delivery. We will sort. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to cover before we get into the pause glitch? Because the pause glitch portion of this goes by significantly faster. than the rest of the game. So I'm sure there's something I'm missing, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Stop. That cursor is so frustrating sometimes. I do love this game, though. I do recommend you take a look at it legitimately. Um, Obviously, I can't force you, and as I've said at the beginning of the video, I am here to provide you the content if you don't want to enjoy the game, but it was some of the most fun I've had playing games in the last couple years was finding out about this last December and spending time with it. So I feel obligated, especially with these methods where we're bypassing it. I feel obligated to tell you guys to give it a look for a legit playthrough. So there we are. We are back to this uh, upgrade phase. We have enough to purchase 2 of the pillars. So what you're going to do is purchase whatever 2 you want. As I said, in a normal playthrough, you would be purchasing the pillars that makes the most sense for your sorting at this point. We really don't need to do that. I will get that one, and I'll probably just get that one, honestly. It doesn't really matter. As you can see, some other upgrades have unlocked. The first pillar upgrade unlocks the pager and map, and the second pillar upgrade unlocks Borky. We're not going to be dealing with those. Thankfully, we're not dealing with Borky. But, I'm sorry, that's mean, but he's not very useful. But we're going to continue on here and make our way towards the Dungarees. We only have 2 more service phases, and then we will be using the pause glitch. So and then we won't be worried about anything. We won't even be touching the deliveries. We will just be spamming through the game to the end of it as quickly as possible. As I said, you're not. Sorry, gotta do a little bit of reorganizing here. You aren't abusing anything in the game by using the pause glitch. Uh, you're not, as far as you're not recoding anything, you're not using, any ROMs or hacks or anything to get this to work. The game just doesn't know what to do with it when you do it. And so when you do the pause glitch, you get rewarded for 3 stars because the game thinks that you've done the phases legitimately, when of course you haven't. So that's what we'll be doing the pause glitch for. Is after November, it is the last point that you can spam the pause glitch for the remainder of the game and still get enough stars to purchase the Dungarees when it becomes available. So I am going to move a couple of these blue ones down here just to give a little more room for the groups up top to expand. Okay, I think we're good. Oh wait, no, there was one more down here, wasn't there? Yep, craters. Okay, we will head up top here. We need lamp. 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're good to go. So this will be the last month that we do the full delivery and service. And after this point, I will show you how to do the pause glitch. I will not be going into any excruciating detail on it. I have plenty of other videos that already do that, and I will link you to one of them right about now, probably, so that you can understand it more if you desire to. But if not, this is going to be perfect, because I will show you how to do it once, and then we will speed through the rest of the game. So yeah, the game kind of, as you can see, did not want to listen to the sorting methods I had predetermined for our playthrough here, and just gave us a ton of the blue items. Which, in my experience, is the most prevalent color the light blue backgrounds are. But in my playthrough before this, when I was trying to record, I got all of the yellows. And there's just not much you can do about that. If the game decides you're getting the light blues this playthrough, then you're getting the light blues. Okay. Those done. Oh. Mistakes. And that is it. We are done with everything except the pause glitch. So, we have just enough stars to purchase a third pillar when we get to the next service phase, but we are not going to be doing anything else with the deliveries. So, once you get back in here after November, I will tell you, if you want to give yourself a little wiggle room, it does not hurt to go an extra month here, but it is not necessary. As long as you've been perfect so far, you can stop here and start pause glitching. If you, by chance, miss some stars and want to make sure you have that buffer, you can spend another, 2 or 3 minutes doing the final delivery of the year, but it is not necessary if you've been perfect so far. So we're going to continue on using the pause glitch, continue forward with whatever method you have chosen to do, but I'm going to show you how to pause the glitch here. After the delivery, after you get the manifest, press start so that the delivery is placed. That allows you to go into the time clock box. If you were already there, leave and come back. That for some reason you have to do that, or else the time clock is not interactable. So get back into the time clock, press A to skip the delivery. It will start the service phase. So what you need to do for the service phase is make sure you are in the time clock dotted box. If you are not, this will not work. Press pause to pause the game. Press start to pause the game, and make sure you see the game saved in the bottom right hand corner. If you do, exit to the menu, and this is why you would choose slot 1, because the cursor defaults to slot 1. If you've chosen any other slot, you have to scroll down to it, as we did, And once you choose your slot, you can spam the A button back in. Real quick, I'm going to do this part slow. Once you are ready and back into the game, do not leave this time clock box. You will have to redo the whole process if you leave the time clock box. Even though the time clock does not have a punch card, if you press A on it, it glitches out the game. And that's why I call it the pause glitch. It thinks you've finished the phase and you get your 3 stars for finishing the phase, but you did not give any of the items to customers. The game doesn't know how to handle that, so you get 3 stars for it. Your boss is disappointed, that doesn't matter, and we are going to continue on here. You will get your upgrade screen, pick your 3rd pillar, whichever one you choose. It does not matter. And we're going to continue back into the game. Hit back to work, and we are going to do the same exact process. Pause the game to drop the delivery, move off and back on the time clock, and so that you can activate it and skip the delivery phase. Make sure you're in the time clock box, pause the game, exit to menu, choose your slot, get back in, and skip the service phase. You'll get your 3 stars, and the process will continue, this time with a manifest. You get your 4 items, they don't matter for this playthrough, and we are going to continue doing what we have been, except I will be doing it significantly faster than we have been. There's no point in stretching this out now. We're just going to be doing this through the end of the game. If you use slot 1, you could just spam the A button after loading back to the main menu. It's not a significant time saver, it's just a little bit of an annoyance. And for a full playthrough, it's an annoyance that happens 71 times or so. So it is worth trying to do slot 1 if you can. There is a greater than 0 chance that I try to do it and accidentally load a different playthrough. As you can see, the deliveries are backing up now. We do not care. It is not important for what we are doing. All we are doing now is trying to get enough stars to get the Dungarees by using the pause glitch. As you can see, if you were not already familiar with the pause glitch, you can get through the game significantly faster using it. Another upgrade phase where we don't have enough stars, so we'll continue on. And this is all you do for the remaining 4.5 years here or so. We just continue doing this. Purchase a 4th pillar that will unlock the manifest and time-lapse upgrades. Again, for this playthrough, that's not relevant, but now you're also learning the tier list for upgrading things. There is one that will not show up, or 2 actually, that will not show up for us, and that is the strongest, which you unlock by purchasing stronger, and the Borky boost, which allows Borky to do things terribly even faster. I know I harp on Borky, but I was very disappointed by him. So, the 5th pillar does not unlock anything, and the 6th one will get you the Dungarees available. So, we'll just continue on. Probably going to be relatively quiet for the rest of the game here, as there's not much more I can add to this. I'll just pop back in when there's something I need to mention. I just realized that I shouldn't do that. Because there are no sound effects, leaving you in silence is Very mean, I feel. So, I will stay here and babble. Let's see, what do you want to know about me? Probably nothing. I'm not very important. So I'm going to go into why I recommend this game. So, if you are familiar with me at all, um, you may have noticed that last year I was the top score earner in the U.S. with 550,000 gamer score, and second in the world according to True Achievements. I don't know if there are any other websites that track that, but I use True Achievements. And while I was going through the games last year, I specifically went really hard at achievements in November and December. I got over 100K in both November and December to finish off the year. So Wilmot's Warehouse came out in December, and I was, still going really hard at the gamer score. And despite that, despite my ability or my desire to go for the gamer score, because I was attempting to get number one in the world, I wasn't aware of the other guy. So I was attempting to go really hard and be number one in the world. I still found time to play this game. I'll interject here just to say we have enough stars to purchase a fifth upgrade, so go ahead and, or fifth pillar, so go ahead and do that and get back to work. Real quick, you may have noticed just there that the first pause after the when the delivery happened didn't skip the delivery. I had to pause again. That does happen on occasion. It's just all you have to do is pause again, and the second time will activate the time clock and skip the delivery. So, anyways, back to my story. I was, getting. My goal was 3,000 gamer score a day. That's what I was aiming for. I got over 100K each month, so I was closer to like 3.5 or so per day. But Wilmot's Warehouse came out like, what was it, 3 weeks before the end of the year? 2, something like that. Excuse me. And I was like a kid again. If you ever went to school and the new game had come out and you couldn't wait to go home and play it because you were enjoying your time with it, that's how I felt about Wilmot's Warehouse. Like, I was playing other games and waiting for the point when I could play Wilmot's Warehouse. And I can't think of a better compliment for Wilmot's Warehouse than I was thinking about playing you while I was playing something else. I know that that's kind of weird, but that's how I felt. Like I was like that kid that had just discovered a new game and couldn't wait to play it again. And I couldn't imagine, doing all of this work for this game and then not recommending it to you. At least look at it. I understand this is a weird game. Not everyone's going to enjoy it, and that's fine. But for me, it was easily one of my top games of last year. And it was only around for 3 weeks. So yeah, I highly recommend you give this a shot. It again isn't for everyone. I understand some of you won't enjoy it, and some of you are just looking for the gamer score, and that's why I offer the content that I do. If you are just for the gamer score, I have the videos that'll help you do that as quickly as possible. But I do want to mention giving it a legitimate chance because it was one of my favorite games of last year. As you can see, we're halfway through the game now. We are already into the 4th year. We have gotten our final pillar upgrade, and the Dungarees have now been made available. So, what's going to happen here is we are going to get 36 stars per year. So I think we're just gonna make it. I think we. kind of tempted to see if we could have stopped even a month earlier, but we'll see how this all shakes out. The game does not go through all 6 years. You actually stop in November of 2001. You never get a delivery with items 197 through 200, and you never even get to December of 2001. Spoilers, you get fired and Borky takes over in November. So the October upgrade phase is the last one. So we need to make sure that we have enough stars to purchase the Dungarees by that upgrade phase. And I'm pretty sure we're going to. We actually might have a few more stars left than I thought we would. Because you get 9 stars every quarter, so you get 36 per year using this method. But the last year you only get 27 stars before the last upgrade phase, so we don't have any upgrades to get. I will point out, be careful in the next upgrade phase, because when you have enough stars to purchase something, it doesn't default to the back to work, and you could accidentally purchase something if you're not paying attention. So we need to get to 96 stars. Hey, we got a banana. So we'll continue along here. Another banana? Wow. I went 15 playthroughs without seeing one of you. So this is the first stock take. Just be careful when you get here, because you have enough stars to purchase something, and it does not default to the back to work. So you could accidentally get in here, and if you're not careful, it does default to no, but you want to make sure you don't accidentally purchase something you can't afford to purchase. If you do not go any further. If you do purchase something you can't afford, use the guide button and quit out of the game using going down to here. Then you can relaunch the game at the last time you pause the game. So it shouldn't be very far back, and you can just restart from there. So just be careful with upgrade phases the rest of the way here. As you can see, we're at 43 minutes for the playthrough itself. Without me stopping and talking, you're probably spending about an hour, if not a little bit less than that, going through this entire playthrough. So we'll be... I think we'll have 7 stars left over. So I don't think we could have stopped any earlier. But you could, in theory, then purchase stronger and have 1 star remaining. So we'll confirm that when we get there. I had initially intended to make a compendium of all 500 items in the game, but even at this point, where I've played through this game by this point probably 170 times after making all the the guides for it. There are still items that are coming in that I have yet to see. So it would be frustrating. And this isn't my website and channel aren't designed to be game walkthroughs. They are designed to be achievement guides and walkthroughs. So, you know, I'm not going to be covering everything about a game, but I will be covering everything about a game that you need to know to get the achievements. Wilmot's Warehouse is just the first game that I'm going to be covering. I will have a lot more content showing up. I actually am a little upset that I picked Wilmot's to start with because it is a lot more involved. I mean, for me, this was a 60-hour game. So with the pause glitch, it is significantly shorter, but I think it's like estimated around 20 to 25. So, and that's still, compared to the other games that I had intended to do guides for, that is significantly longer. Excuse me. But as you can see, the pause glitch is invaluable. I'm very thankful I stumbled upon it. It may not be around for very long. If the dev gets wind of it, I would not be surprised to see it get patched out. So I would make use of all of this content as quickly as you can. If it does get patched out, you're just going to have to play through the game normally. As I said, let's see, we'd be getting 132 stars per year. So yeah, you'd probably have to play perfectly through the first 2 years and the first quarter of the third year to get the Dungarees. So it's not terrible. As I've been saying, you only need 288 of the over 750 stars you can get. So and we're almost done with year 5. We are getting quite a few grouping items. If you were interested in all that. Unfortunately, this method makes it so that deliveries stop coming in, so you couldn't really worry about that anyways. So we're at 76 to start our last year here. So I think we're going to hit 103 before that final upgrade phase, which would leave us 7 extra stars. So you definitely don't want to stop any sooner than we did, but you could, in theory, purchase the stronger instead of dash and still have 1 star left over. So okay. Sorry if you heard that. Just had to scratch an itch. And we're almost done. So as you can see, once you get through that first year, it is, very quick getting to the end of the game. And that's why this is a faster method than playing through normally. You're probably looking at, 2 to 3 hours playing through the game normally to get to the Dungarees. This, you play for 40 to 45 minutes and then just, another 10 to 15 to get to the end of the game. So That's why this is the closest thing to a speedrun to the Dungarees for this game. We now have 97 stars, so we can afford the Dungarees in our next upgrade phase. Pop that open, and we are at the last stock take, ladies and gentlemen. This is where you will purchase your Dungarees. They are simply cosmetic. If you want to, you can just purchase them and then quit back out before saving anything, and then you'll get the achievement, but then you can use the stars for other things. Obviously, in this playthrough, there's not really any point in doing that, but you can do it. But for those of you who may watch this and then decide to play the game normally, you can also just buy the upgrade and then quit out and reload the game and have your stars back. So, purchase the Dungarees. I already have the achievement, so it will not pop on screen for you. We'll head back to work, and you can see I'm wearing my Dungarees, and that's what you paid 96 stars for. I'm just going to go ahead and pause glitch to the end of the game for you so I can market this as a full playthrough. I'm kidding, that's not the reason why, but I will probably market it as a full playthrough. And those are the last 4 items that we never see, and immediately Borky gets put in charge, and we head to the credits. Your achievement for finishing the game would pop right now. And there's just a little minute-long credit sequence here. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to check out my videos. As I said, I have a ton more on Wilmot's Warehouse for getting all the achievements. If you have any questions or comments about strategies, feel free to contact me. All my contact info is in the video description. If you do not have any questions or comments, then I will see you guys next time.